the line, I believe it's pronounced LINESTRIDER. I don't know, or it might be LINESTRIDER. The E might be a little bit more silent. The box is so big on the regular deck that it doesn't fit in the camera frame. So I did buy this with the mini deck because I was just really captivated by the art, and I thought the mini deck would be cool to have for our monthlies, maybe down the line. So I put this up as one of the selections for this coming for the new month's tarot deck for December, and it won. It got the votes to win. So it is going to be the deck that we will be working with for the daily forecast for this December. So I needed to put this video up today because tomorrow is the 30th of November, and I need to have this deck ready to continue on with our daily forecast. So let's crack this open. I am going to, later, once this video is fully uploaded to YouTube, there will be a link in the video description if you want to purchase either the mini deck for your purses or the large deck for your home. If it's a deck that you feel you're interested in, please, if you utilize my Amazon Associates links, I get like a small percentage of the sale through Amazon. But this can also be found at many different retailers. So you can also go about buying it your own way. But if you want to support the channel, they throw me like $1 or something from each deck that people buy by hitting the link. So let's open it up. We're just going to open the large one because I'm assuming that the small one is going to be the same. If I find out that it isn't, I will let you guys know, but let's see how this works. It's such a big box with my camera. So it's a nice box. It's beautifully packaged. It's got this great fox inside. And then there's the art, the LINESTRIDER's Journey. It's got a pull, so we're going to pull that out. It's got a rather thick book. Sorry it's so close to the camera, guys. It's just this deck is really big. The cards are not quite as big as the box, which is nice to know. And this is the inside of the box. I should read you guys the back of the box. It says, dance between two worlds to find the answers you seek. Spun with soft strokes of vibrant color and intricate detail, the LINESTRIDER Tarot features gentle yet evocative images that dance on the edge between magic and logic. With grace and innovation, SIOLO THOMPSON's captivating minimalist art will enhance your readings in powerful and profound ways. Line striding is about walking in two worlds. Ooh, I love it. One foot in each to discover guidance. Drawing inspiration from the edge while still moving forward on the Fool's journey, this Rider-Waite-Smith-based deck helps uncover the answers you seek about health, love, career, and much more. So I'm excited. Let's get these cards open and we'll go through them and look at them. Give me one moment. Come on, me and plastic. I forgot, I took the plastic off the box to make this go quicker, and then I forgot the plastic on the cards. Ding dong! Who is it? All right, so let's see what's going on with these cards. First, yeah, they are beautiful, aren't they, Lorraine? Let's first look at the book and see what's included in the book really quick. So the book is actually rather hefty. For the daily forecast, I usually read the instruction. I give my take on the card, how I feel and what I'm connected to as I'm looking at the card. But then I will read the book definition. I don't know, depending on how long these definitions are, I may not do that with this series just because these could be really long, judging by the thickness of this book. It's got handling the deck, reading the cards, all of the sort of, Tower trumps all. That's interesting. The Tower trumps all. Some tarot readers believe the Tower always manifests in present tense, whether a card shows up in the past, present, or future spot and is spread. The implications are for Aquarian's current situation. For example, if you see the Tower in the past. I love that she gives like actual special attention to the Tower. Reverse versus negative. So there's some really good information in here just about like how to lay things out, why, information about like sort of different things that you would want to pay attention to. There's even astrology representations, which I love that. They include those things here. Let me see here. Plants. There's also, he has, I want to say, what's it called? The Herb Crafters? No, the Botanical, Hedgewitch Botanical is made by the same artist, which I have a copy of that too, which I've not opened. So I'm really excited, but I think we're going to open that in the spring. So like, here's the first card. So the Fool, and let me just see what the Fool, how long is the Fool's? It's kind of long. It gives you astrology references, numbers, and different plants. So that's kind of cool. You could actually use this with the Hedwig Botanical, which is very cool, which is maybe a sister or companion deck. All right, so let's, and then what's going on? Is this just definition after definition, minors? We'll have to decide. Oh, this book smells good. It smells so new. I'm such a nerd. All right. So that's the book. Let's look at the cards. The back design of the cards is there. It's sort of like a tie-dye Rorschach test. It's actually quite calm and beautiful. I love it. And then these are the cards. Let me pull the computer a bit forward now because I kind of feel like we needed more space for the height of that box. So we've got the Fool. The camera screen, I'm using a Restream for this because I kept dropping with the old streaming platform that I was using, and my camera screen is much smaller now, so I feel like I can't see everything I'm doing. The Magician, the High Priestess. I love this because she's kind of, yes, she's sort of feminine, but she's also sort of masculine, which I love. We've got the Empress. That's beautiful. The Emperor. He's a little freaky looking. The Hierophant. The Lovers. The Chariot. These are really beautiful. Wow. Strength. The Hermit. This is my year card. This year is the Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. I love that. Beautiful. Justice. I love her too. These are gorgeous. They're really light, I'll say, like, and they're very slick, these cards. They've got a sort of a finish on them that makes them very slick. So they're probably going to be a really easy, smooth shuffle. The Hanged Man. Death. That is probably one of the prettiest death cards I've ever seen. Ooh, Temperance. Sagittarian energy. I love this card. Ooh, the Devil is gorgeous too. I mean, it's funny how it's a painful picture to look at. Like, it's very unsettling, but it's also still beautiful at the same time. This artist is kind of incredible. Ooh, the Tower's gorgeous too. Shut up. Like, I would want this Tower moment. Pagoda Dreams. Look at that. That's absolutely beautiful. All right, I'm going to take some of these down, guys, because I want to show you some more. So I want to see this deck too. The Star is one of my favorite cards. The Moon. The Sun. How interesting. It's like melting. Very psychedelic. Judgment. Wow. These make me feel like a little weird. Oh my God, I'm afraid of the messages that are going to come through with these cards. The World. I mean, they're absolutely beautiful, but they are kind of literally like bridging between two worlds. Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. I'm not going to go through the whole deck, guys. I'm just going to skip around a bit. So if you guys want to see a particular card, you're going to need to call it out. These are gorgeous. Oh, let's do this. The Ten of Wands. The Queen of Wands with her black cat. Let's do something different. Oh, that Two of Cups is sort of strange. It's not as sweet as I would like it to be. I usually think of this as a very sweet, sort of loving card. These cats give me a little bit of a weirdo vibe. They're a little strange to me. Let's see here. It's the Four of Cups. Just trying to show you different cards that you haven't seen from the wand. The Seven of Cups. It's a really interesting depiction of the Seven of Cups. And I love how sort of like the blood is dripping upward. Do you see that? Like it's sort of, that would be the pain or the confusion of the Seven of Cups. Interesting. I'm gonna have to read about this artist. All right, let me go to, what did I show you? The Queen of Wands. So we'll show you the Knight of Cups. You almost can't even see him behind the fish on his horse. All right, let's go into the swords. So you've seen aces and twos. Let's show you a three. I showed you a four. Let's show you the Five of Swords. Yeah, they're taking you back. They're kind of are trippy, Lorraine. I like them a lot. Here's the Liar, Cheater, Stealer card, the Seven of Swords. And let's do the Nine of Swords because that's such a like iconic card. Interesting though. It's not as harsh to me as the like a traditional Knight of Swords would be. Okay, and then let's show you the Page of Swords. We've not seen a page yet. Here's the Page of Swords. Very cool though. Knight, Queen, King. Then we've got, let's go to like, let's say, let's do the Nine of Pentacles. She's kind of quintessential for the Pentacles. Single lady. And we will do the Ten of Pentacles. And then let's look at, we'll do the King of Pentacles. Wow, beautiful. This owl is, there's like a weird kind of darkness to these cards. There's something kind of, they're beautiful, but there's like this tragedy to these cards. I don't know. Like even the Page of Pentacles, like, it's very, I mean, these are, look at the Queen of Pentacles. She's like holding that weird rabbit. Like there's this sort of strange, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what messages come out of these cards. I mean, I'll definitely be like talking about the traditional meanings, but some of this art invokes in me a certain like melancholy. It's really sort of interesting. Who the hell chose these cards? All right, so let's shuffle. We'll do a little experiment here. We will shuffle the cards and we'll intend for those of you that are watching live, there's not very many of you, please put a question in your head, something that you want insight on, okay? I'm gonna answer it with one card. And for those of you that are watching this at a later date that are not watching it live, place that same question in your head. And we're going to utilize a single card pull as a reading for those that tune in, both now and into the future of this video, to see what sort of insight or answer we can get. What do people need to know? And if you want just a general card, you can do that. You don't have to have a specific question, but what do people need to know? These do shuffle like a dream, but I kind of knew that was going to happen. I could feel it. Like the cards they're very thin and light, but they're nice. Like the outer edge feels a bit porous, where the flats are, there's a gloss to them. So they're very, I don't know, you can grip them on the outer edges, which is nice, but they also move very well. I also feel like they're a good size. They're not too big or too small for people with smaller hands. And certainly, like I said, there is the mini deck, which is right here, which is very tiny for really small hands. And I think that some of the art, because it's sort of a little bit fluid, I guess. I don't even know, I wouldn't call it abstract, but there's some of the art is sort of so fluid that I don't know how well it will translate on the smaller deck. So let's see, what do they need to know? And I'm going to do my own rendition of what I feel like the card is about, and then possibly read the book's definition just to see how far off I may or may not be. And look who it is. It's the Tower. All right, so the Tower is usually something that is built on a very unstable foundation. To me, when I look at this card, though, it's interesting because the Tower traditionally represents sort of things that need to be removed from our lives that aren't necessarily suitable to us, or that were built on shaky foundations to begin with. They're not really serving their purpose anymore. They tend to represent acts that seem as though they're outside of our control, but they're being removed from us for our own highest good, right? They're showing us where our cracks are, similar to how the devil shows us where our Achilles heel is, or where our addictions may lie, where we're stuck in our lives. The Tower removes like outside things from us. Like it could be relationships, it could be jobs, it could be things that we expected to be there for a long time, or that had been there for a long time. It's time for those things to be removed. What I feel like with this, though, is this outside act, this lightning strike, which is a traditional Tower reference, but it does feel very much like the Tower to me feels stable, and this to me feels like crack, boom. No, you can't have that. We're taking it away now. And that to me is sort of a little bit interesting. Like it feels a little bit sudden, which that is a sort of Tower reference. It's not, it kind of can have that rug being pulled out from under us feeling. But I would say for those of you that have a specific question, whatever you're asking your question about, if it's about, say, a relationship, a job, whatever, this Tower reference to me says, really, if you're questioning it, then it's probably not the right thing for you, or it's probably not serving its purpose anymore. That would be that message of the Tower. The Tower also brings this sort of opportunity to learn through grace, right? And what I mean by that is it's followed in the major arcana by the Star, which is one of my all-time favorite cards of the tarot deck, right? And the Star is Aquarian energy, and it's about the peace that comes after the disruption of the Tower. And so what I feel like we get to learn in the process of our Tower moments is we learn to ease into difficulties and express grace while going through them, express sort of the best amounts of stability that we can muster, so to speak. But as we do that and we shift and we lean into the change, generally the Tower can move faster, fall apart quicker, and we can move on to the replacement of whatever is, you know, left in that, the emptiness of that space. We can get onto that through transferring into the peace of the Star. Does that make sense? So I always feel like Tower gives us the opportunity to expose us to grace in a way, and to growth and to maturity and all of those sort of things. We have to remember that everything is malleable and nothing is guaranteed, right? Even the things that we thought were the most solid, sometimes they're built on weak foundations, or they're due for a change or a metamorphosis, and the Tower represents that, right? So now let's look to card 16 and see what their definition is. It's interesting that I spotted that thing in the book too about the Tower representing present tense situations. Wheel of Fortune. Come on, Tower. I'm just going to read the story to you just to see how different and how long this is a test run read. I really think this is a beautiful Tower card, though. But it does sort of feel like nasty in a way with that lightning bolt. I don't know why. All right, so disruption, upheaval, change, liberation, divine intervention, drama, pride, catastrophe. The Towerful is a powerful card, a harbinger of great change, turmoil, and even destruction. With destruction comes creation. Change brings new opportunities. The Tower represents truth and honesty, shocking or unpleasant revelations or occurrences that shake the very foundation of your belief system or routine. It is often descriptive of a major change, upheaval, or disruption, and the opportunity for growth that follows. Usually the Tower card depicts a tall tower on a mountain. The tower itself represents structures built on false or unsound ground. I drew this tower with a nod to Japanese architecture, which I love that. I love the pagoda. Images entrenched in my mind from the great films of Akira Kurosawa. Shut up, I love Akira Kurosawa's movies. Particularly his war sagas that depicted great changes in battles between empires, like the movie Ron. And that's not in the book, but if you ever want to see an Akira Kurosawa film, watch Ron, watch Dreams. They're all beautiful. The destruction of the tower represents the immediacy of change and the effects of that change. Lightning strikes and figures are seen falling or leaping from the tower in desperation. The lightning bolt represents a sudden flash of truth, a revelation that changes the way you see and understand things in your life. The falling figures are related to the figures in the Devil card. They are falling headfirst towards new understanding. The gray clouds represent misfortune, which rains on everyone indiscriminately. Mars is the planet ruling this card, and that rules also the sign of Aries, right? So that's why I always associate the tower with the sign of Aries. Upright, the tower indicates change, turmoil, revelations, and destruction, and the growth and regeneration that will follow. The tower is one of the most potent cards you can pull in a reading. Some readers believe that the placement of the tower in a spread is less important than with most cards, as its energy is so strong that it tends to affect the present no matter where it lands. The main thing to understand about the tower is that it speaks of major upheaval, life changes, radical revelations, losses, gains, births, deaths, the big important things that alter the course of a life. Generally, there is no stopping the great tide of this powerful card, but you can activate the early warning system and try to brace yourself for the road ahead. When the tower appears, carefully consider the other cards in the spread. Are you seeing several pentacles? There may be a big upheaval in your financial life. If cups cards are in majority, look at your close relationships for the potential source of coming changes. Cards that usually have a nudging energy are amplified by the tower. For example, the Two of Swords generally urges you to open your eyes to the realities of a situation. Paired with the tower, this card can carry a very strong admonishment. Perhaps you are completely blind or in denial about some aspect of your life that is heading for a crash landing. It's probably too late to stop the crash, but at least you can hit the eject button if you come to your senses soon enough. This is a long reading for the tower. Sorry, guys. For many people, the tower is an inherently negative card as it indicates your comfortable life might soon be turned upside down. Worse yet, it's not just change that is predicted, but change that comes at the impetus of outside forces, change that you often have very little control over. For some people, that is the very definition of a nightmare. Consider that you may be resisting a needed upheaval, putting off a pain, discomfort, or humiliation that you know is necessary for you to move on with your journey. Even reversed, this card carries an important message. Don't resist the changes your life needs. Yes, it will be difficult and painful, but you will pass through it in order to grow and to become the best version of yourself. And then it says the correspondences are astrology, Aries, and the numbers are 16 and 7, which is cool. And then associated plants are garlic, heather, morning glory, and yarrow root. Interesting. We might have to get into some herb crafting witchy poo stuff with this deck. I feel like this deck, I'm excited to use this deck and see the messages that come through, but I have a feeling that this deck is going to be a little bit of a challenge for us in the sense, for those of us that watch the forecast, I get a feeling like we might get a little spooky with this deck. We'll see. This deck has kind of got me a little bit tripping, but this is your answer, guys. So anything that you were questioning, whatever your question was surrounding, I would say that you probably already know maybe it's on shaky ground or there's something about it that's in disalignment with whatever, and that's why you're asking about it. Therefore, the Tower says maybe we need to be open to the idea of changing it, shifting it before it gets changed out from under us, right? I think that we can use this card as a warning to like sort of look at the situations in our life that might need a serious, what's the word? Inventory taking, maybe? Let's look at the bottom of the deck. What's on the bottom of the deck? Oh, we've got the Hermit. So after our world falls apart, we retreat completely. That's an interesting Hermit card, too. Very interesting. All right, yeah, this deck is weird. Like, this is not a card that I would associate with the Hermit at all. This is going to be really trippy. I have a feeling. I think y'all are going to take me on a weird journey. I got to figure out what deck to pair this with now. This is bizarro, this deck. I'm excited. All right, you guys. So that is the LINESTRIDER tarot deck. If you want to see it further in works, I will be using it every day this month for December in the daily forecast over on my YouTube channel. Please feel free to go over there and subscribe and follow us and watch the dailies with us if you want to learn more about the deck, see more of the art. For those of you that are paying attention and watching this, leave me a comment on this video if you want me to read the definitions every day, or if not, because the definitions, the book is really extensive, which I think is great for newcomers to tarot, and also, you know, people that might be unfamiliar with this artist, which I'm certainly not. So I don't know, but then that's going to greatly increase the length of our daily forecast videos. So I don't know if you guys are interested in that or not. So you'll have to leave me a comment and let me know. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow with this new deck and something paired with it. I had an idea of what I wanted to use without having opened up this deck, and now I'm not sure if that's the right. We might have to use like something more abstract, like Moonology. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on this one and see which Oracle deck jumps out at me as wanting to play with this deck, because this deck has got me a little intimidated, I have to say. It's sort of like there's like a strange, it's hard to explain, but there's like a coldness to this deck. But like, I mean, look at this Five of Pentacles. There's something very like, it's beautiful, but it's the Hierophant. Like, it's strangely like, I don't know, it's weird. All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off for now. I will be back on later to do, I'm going to have to do another unboxing for the deck that we're going to be using for the monthlies for next year, and I will be back on to do Charmings later too. So if you're interested in that, please tune back in, like the page, follow it so that you get notified when I go live, and I will see you guys soon. Hey Diane, I'm sorry dear. I'm around. I'm going to be back on in a little bit. I'm just kind of trying to get everything done before the end of the month, because tomorrow I have to put out the new Patreon reading. So I'm trying to get everything together. All right, you guys, have a great day, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.